All right, welcome to Liquid Intention. This is Michelle. This is Gio. This is our...
And you are?
Oh, I'm Phil. This is our second episode.
Episode number 2. We made it past episode 1.
Yeah, we have a special guest, Michelle here. She is a hard worker. And,
Tell us a little bit about yourself and how we ended up here.
How did we end up here? Yeah. My name is Michelle. You probably know me as Michelledonut on Instagram. And how did I end up here? I'm actually not from here. I'm from Orange County, California, born and raised. And then I went to UCLA for college, and now I'm here in Elk Grove, California for medical school. I'm in my second year. So
you're going to be a doctor?
I will be a doctor in 2 years.
Dang.
As crazy as that sounds.
Check it out, guys.
I
know a future doctor.
Yeah, I can't believe we've gotten this far.
Exactly.
And why am I here in this garage? That's a different question. So on the side, I like to do powerlifting. That's something I've been doing for about 2.5 years now. It's a really great way to keep myself motivated and also to just kind of find my happy place, my middle ground. Sometimes we're really caught up with school and our careers, and there's just something else that we want to find intrinsically motivating or also just stress relieving. And so
meditation type.
Yeah,
meditation
definitely.
time. And so I started hanging out with the Sunday crew, Liquid Intention. Yes. I'm also known as the mastermind behind Country Music Sundays. And that is my taste in music. But yeah, I'm prepping for a meet right now on May 4th, and that'll be my third meet.
How's the prep going?
It's going extremely well.
Yeah, your numbers going up.
Numbers are going up, hitting a lot of PRs that I never thought I'd ever be able to hit. So it's a pretty surreal experience, and I'm kind of addicted to the progress, and I think I'm going to keep going.
Is that what made you want to compete?
Is that what made me... Yeah, my first time competing, I think the girls back at UCLA kind of just told me, you gotta do it for the first time and just see how you like it. And at that time, I was only lifting for a few months.
Yeah.
But I was like, you know what? I'm graduating soon, and my mentality is usually kind of like a why not. Those are usually the two words that tell me to do things, which is why not. So I did, and the first time I ever competed, which is at Boss Barbell in NorCal, the energy was incredible, the environment, the people. I've made really good friends that I'm still friends with today, even just from that one day that I competed. And powerlifting itself is a very enriching sport in that, yes, you get support from others, and you kind of start to discover a lot about yourself and what you're capable of doing. And that's where it gets really addicting, when you start to see like all the progress you can make by all the work that you put in.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah.
As soon as it like starts, you feel it easy, and you see the progression, and you're just like hooked.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, and also plus all the people that see that the progress that you made, and you feel it too also.
Exactly. I've played a lot of sports in the past. Tennis was my main thing in high school, which I loved. Used to play basketball and volleyball a lot too. And then in college, I wasn't too sure what I wanted to do. I do have a heart condition, which I can talk about later, but I feel like I've talked about that a lot. But anyways, I wasn't sure what kind of sport I wanted to do. And at that time, powerlifting wasn't that big. I knew what it was, but I never really bit the bullet and did it, just because it seemed very different and like scary, and I didn't know how to get started. And at the time, bodybuilding was a lot more common.
Common, yes.
And then like, especially around the college age, people start doing shows and competitions too, and that's something I was kind of like looking into already. I was like already on bodybuilding.com. I was on the forums.
That's the main one. I know that's how I started too.
That's usually how people get started. And so I wanted to kind of dip my toe in the water a little bit, but I think I quickly realized like it's an extremely subjective sport where you're being evaluated by how you look.
Yeah, not the hard work.
And exactly. And so it's really hard to kind of measure your progress and your own unique individual strengths. And so that's where I found the beauty of powerlifting, where you're really competing against yourself, and how much better can you be today, stronger than yesterday.
Right. Oh yeah, definitely. Because like it goes both ways. Like you go into the gym, you work out, you feel like you can actually hit a PR. And after that, some days like, I can't. But you keep pushing yourself. Yeah, you see the progress from there.
You see the progress from there. Yeah. You're always gonna have good and bad days.
Oh yeah, definitely. Like everyone have bad days.
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
for sure.
So how do you balance out becoming a doctor?
Oh, that's the big question.
And
The question of balance.
Because prep alone is for a competition. So not only do you're in the gym just for your own distraction, now you just add it on top of that.
Yeah. And plus, you spending gym like for 3 hours most of the time.
Yeah, like 2 to 3 hours a day, 4 days a week. It's a lot. It's a lot. And I want to preface this by saying that social media is a highlight reel. And it's not indicative of real life. And that's why I want people to know that when they're looking at other people and saying, like, if you think someone has their shit together, I will tell you they do not. And that's the exact same case with me. I don't balance everything. I think I did get a question about like balancing school, gym, family, and friends. And sometimes certain things take priority over others. But that's
not
okay.
Forever.
Not forever, meat prep is only for a few months at a time. You have an off season. Even after this meet, I'm going to take like almost 2 whole months off just to study for my board exam. I'll probably be disappearing for a while.
It's okay. We still can contact for
sure. just send like a pigeon over or something.
We work it out.
I'm okay. Yeah. But yeah, anyways, so certain things take priority over others. And for me, I think just being organized and coming in with a plan will increase your likelihood of being able to actually execute it. So I'm not going to say like, oh, I'm going to go to school and then see how I feel if I can make it to the gym.
You can't wing it.
We'll see. So for me, it's like I have class from 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. and I'll be in this gym by 5 p.m. And I'll be out by 7 p.m. too.
You have the time to get out. Like, all right, I'm done.
Get
out, get on.
Exactly. So sometimes I do like hanging out here, but sometimes I can't. You'll see me like zip in and out, and then I'll get here before Gio even arrives for his.
Because I'm usually late.
I'll come here at 10. 12 o'clock already.
It's a 2-hour balance.
I know,
if I say 10, I'll be here at noon.
And then we'll see each other, like, you'll be on your way in, and I'm out. I'm like,
And there's another good question is a lot of people ask, a female working out. People say, like, a lot of misconception, like, people females touching weight, they're getting big.
Yeah.
You're automatically going to get swole.
Yeah. You're automatically going to get swole.
You're a big dude.
I know. And then, like, is that really true though? Because I've been working out for almost 3 years, and I can't even get swole if I wanted to. Where are these girls that are getting buff from just touching a barbell? Because I want to talk.
I want to get buff.
I know, like let's find it.
I've been at this for 8 years. I'm trying to figure out how it works.
I know. I've done everything. I've bulked. I've cut. I've lifted extremely heavy. I've done various cycles of bodybuilding variations, and genetically, men and women are just different in that women don't have enough testosterone in their bodies to ever get to that level of buff or swole or gross or manly or whatever you want to call it. Like
there's some guys
naturally.
And you know what you're talking about. You're going to be a doctor.
I am.
So you know a little bit about the human body.
I know a little bit about the human body, and that I do know that without a little anabolic help, as a girl, you're never going to get there. If anything, you're just going to get sexier. Your waist is going to get smaller. Your butt's gonna get bigger. Your
proportions are
gonna get very hourglass shaped and beautiful. Your boobs are gonna be perkier, sometimes even bigger, depending on your body composition. So you're only gonna look better, or like quote unquote toned, as girls like to call it. You can't get toned just by doing cardio, because that's
shading tone. Is that what people talking about?
What happened? Oh yeah, skin. Yeah, you're talking about skin tone.
We're gonna go get tan.
Yeah. So like the women you see in magazines with like abs and biceps and stuff, it's because they're lifting heavy and that they're lean, but they're never gonna look huge. Like
what was that second part you said? They're lean.
They're lean.
How do you do that?
Lean. I think losing weight is, in its simplest concept, calories in versus calories out.
So it's what you eat.
So yeah, it's definitely what you eat. I don't know. There's that whole ratio thing, right? And they're like abs are made in the kitchen.
It's like, I like to think of it as 80-20.
Yeah, I'd say 80-20.
Yeah,
kind of around there. So
because us like that, we do it as a sport. Like I know I have to eat a lot better, or else my performance here isn't going to be
exactly
like I want it. So it's like if I go eat junk, then my body's not going to be it's gonna be too busy trying to digest what I ate rather than focusing on converting that to energy.
Yeah, exactly.
But you also gotta limit yourself for like what kind of stuff you put in yourself.
Exactly.
Because if you just eat a straight up fat and which like whatnot, you will feel less performance because you feel a little sluggish and you feel a little slow. So you gotta know what to eat. I mean, us powerlifters, we don't just eat whatever. We eat where we actually can perform better.
Right, because I was asking Michelle the other day, I'm like, how are you getting so strong? And then like 2 days later, she shows that she's meal prepping. I'm like, well, that's the secret, huh?
Of course, yeah. Meal prepping, knowing your calories. What are you gonna hit? Like say like your training day. All right, I gotta up the calories. I gotta up the the carbs or whatnot, and like going and also like days you're off. You want to load that down though after that for sure.
I mean, you're still not buff.
I know, you're still not buff.
Well, you are. You're pretty strong.
Yeah.
But you're not like what everybody would call like quote unquote buff.
I know, Like when people first look at me, they don't even know that I lift. Right. I'm just wearing my regular street clothes,
I know, and I love using you as an example for my clients.
Oh my God,
because it's like, I know this badass girl that lifts tons of weight, and look at it. She's not big and swole.
Exactly. Like, I show them all my clients too, because like most of the clients I have are either teachers, just all office work. And all they think is about like, females working out. I mean, I can't do that. Like, I'd rather do cardio or doing other stuff other than lifting weights.
Right.
Because like the term, intimidation. That's the big point right there too. Because a lot of people.
So how did you overcome that? Did you ever feel intimidated?
Did I ever feel intimidated? Yeah, absolutely. I didn't start lifting until my last year of college. So for the first 3 years, I was going to the gym, but back at UCLA, like how the gym was structured was like there's an entire cardio section and there's like this little wall, and then you have to kind of like pass through like this really narrow tunnel to get to the other side where all the weights and cables were. And if you look in, it's split. You look in and there's just like a bunch of guys there, and like they all seem to know what they're doing. And then like of course you kind of set foot there and you want to dabble, but even then you don't really know what to do. And so you kind of stick with what's comfortable, which is like a cardio machine or something. Go outside.
So how did you overcome that?
How did I overcome it? I think there wasn't like a singular moment where I decided like, I'm just going to do it. But even in my whole life, I feel like I've been discriminated a lot as a woman. And especially in certain fields, like even in medicine, there used to not be that many girls. Even right now, you don't see a lot of female doctors, right? And then even back then, I was really involved in like politics. I really wanted to get into politics too, and like advocacy. So for me, my perspective on feminism is one, men and women are capable of accomplishing the same things. And two, you want to lead by example of like proving what you can do as a girl. I think it's really easy to run your mouth and say like, oh yeah, I'm a girl, I can totally do that. But you can kind of just go ahead and do it. And then people will just like your actions will speak more for themselves than anything else. So above all else, you kind of just got to do it and not let anyone kind of talk down on you.
Is that your first time touching the weights that year and after like the last year of college? First time.
So I was 21 going on 22. And
were you doing it by yourself or you had something?
I was at first doing it by myself. So at first I was just looking at bodybuilding.com, right? Just looking at stuff, and then I knew what powerlifting was. I followed a bunch of girls on Instagram. I knew what weight classes were. I knew what meets were. I knew all of the terminology and stuff. I just never tried it myself. So I did. And then one thing I quickly realized my whole life in whatever you do, whether it's academics, business, or like even just working out or food, like it's nice to reach out for help. And admitting that you would want to get help from someone else and collaborating is really important. So as like my New Year's resolution, UCLA offers like a ton of classes. You can take dance classes, tennis classes, whatever. There was a weightlifting class. So it was short. It was like 4 weeks long. It's like twice a week for 4 weeks for like an hour.
Like an intro.
But it was a nice little intro because I knew what deadlifting was. But there's a specific form to do certain things, and you don't really know if you're doing it right unless someone else tells you.
Exactly.
Yeah, and see, I was the opposite. I'm the type of like, okay, you know what? I got this. So I went and I YouTubed it and I figured it out. And then I'm more of like, I learn by doing.
You learn by doing, exactly. Because you can't get better until you actually do it and you make those mistakes so that you can address them.
Except for deadlifts, it's like, that's a pretty costly mistake.
Right. But I do attribute my hook grip. If you guys know me, I only hook grip for my deadlifts.
I
Pretty well known for that.
And for those that don't know, what is hook grip?
It is when you're holding the deadlift bar, you're kind of like using only your thumbs. There. Yeah. Oh yeah, we have a camera. So usually people just kind of grab it regularly, kind of just like your thumb's just hanging out right here. When you're using hook grip, you're kind of putting the pressure of your fingers onto your thumb, and the entire weight of the bar is resting on your thumb. But the advantage of that is that you're almost never going to drop the weight.
Yeah, never drop the weight, and also it's easier to keep tight evenly. Because usually with a misgrip, your one is actually tighter than the other, and you have to focus on one hand.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. A lot of people do over under grip, and that's when you can get bicep tears. It's pretty bad if you've ever seen like Dan Green's bicep tears on his videos. It's gnarly.
Yeah, if you don't know Dan Green, he's actually a strong powerlifter. He broke a lot of records.
Yeah,
and I'd look him up.
Yeah, definitely look him up.
Definitely look him up. Definitely look him up.
Yeah. But anyways, after that class, 4 weeks of basics, I kind of felt a little more confident, started working out by myself, met another girl who just came up to me and she's like, damn, your form is really good. And I'm like, thanks. And then she said, have you ever thought about competing? And at that time, I was only lifting like 95 pounds. Yeah. So I was like, no. Maybe in the future, I don't know.
I hear that a lot. That was me. That was me too.
I mean, that's a lot of people that always say that. Like when they started like training hard, heavy and stuff, it's like, you try to compete, but they didn't tell you how much don't lift this heavy at the competition.
Right.
Just go there and try it out.
Just go there and try it out. Yeah. So I did, and that girl actually happened to be on the UCLA powerlifting team.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, and so she introduced me to the rest of the girls on the team, and I started training with them. And that's when I definitely became more motivated. It's really hard when you're alone.
Exactly,
You can have all the motivation or discipline in the world, and like it's hard when you don't have that accountability and like that support network with you.
I like to call it hype.
Yeah. The hype. It was so hype. Yeah. I didn't know. I used to be like that really quiet person in the gym with my headphones, and then by the time I graduated, I was just yelling all the time. Just making a ruckus in that gym, and I was like, you know it.
And then like a lot of people in the commercial was like, you guys are ruckus, like you guys are obnoxious. Yeah. It's like we try to help someone become better.
Yeah.
And let's give them
push it to the top.
Exactly.
Like push it to the edge. You're teetering. It's like something's gonna push you to do
something's gonna push you, exactly. So
my squeeze. Yep.
My first meet, I only deadlifted 200 pounds. I still have my videos up. You can see how funny it looked, and even then, it wasn't a lot of weight, but now that I look back at it, I was like, that's 105 more pounds than I used to be able to. I used to be only able to lift 95 pounds, but now I'm at 200 in a matter of months. And that's kind of amazing because that's my own accomplishment. I earned this. I did this.
Exactly.
Exactly.
Nobody did it for you.
Yeah, exactly. No one else can do it for you. So
how has strength training changed your life?
Strength training changed my life. I'm definitely a lot more disciplined. Mm-hmm. I feel like I've always been a disciplined person my whole life. That maybe goes with like my how I grew up. I play piano pretty serious. I used to play piano pretty seriously too. Did a lot of like competitions and auditions and stuff. So that kept me on track.
Yeah.
But after college, I didn't have that anymore. So it's nice with powerlifting. Yes, you have those concrete goals that you need to hit. You have a program that you need to follow. So that's definitely kept me on track of things. I'm definitely a lot more open to people.
Yeah.
Kind of like in academics, it's really easy to keep to yourself. I just want to study and stuff, but especially with our Sunday crew, we're always yelling.
It helps you stay more social.
Yeah, it helps you stay more social. You're supportive of others. I actually find that like I'm less competitive with others too, because I'm always just competing with myself. And because none of that really matters. Like, yes, you're competing. Yes, you're gonna get like a medal or whatever. But that at the end of the day, that's just an object. And for me, I find that I have so much more intrinsic motivation now and like confidence.
Yeah, so that's a big word, confidence, because that helps a lot.
Because it's always
I feel in strength training, if you're not confident in yourself, then that weight's gonna feel heavy.
Exactly.
Yeah, definitely.
And it's not a perfect process either. You two know the most that I'm the biggest sandbagger here in the
We know.
But that comes with my other like mentality of like being prepared. Like for me, I'm not going to go into an exam if I haven't studied for it.
Right.
Yeah.
And that's a little different. I know with powerlifters, you're like, I've never lifted this weight before, but I'm just gonna do it.
Yeah.
So it's nice to find a little bit of balance in between those two.
Yeah, that's good. And, I mean, it's good to have someone to support you because they actually see how they know how you are. They know you can actually. You're more capable of putting more weight.
Exactly.
Right.
Yeah.
It's an outside view because every time, at least when I go under the bar, especially for bench, because that's not my favorite lift.
Right.
But it's like, I'm like, okay, this feels heavy.
Right.
But you look at the video, or like he puts his eyes on it and it just flies up.
Yeah.
And they show you, and you're like, oh wow, I did that. Like, all right, cool. All right, well then I guess let's go up then.
Yeah.
Yeah, videoing is so great. I like stopped caring about like trying to hide my camera now. Even when I'm at a commercial gym, I'm like, I'm just gonna leave this right here. Yeah. If someone has a problem with it, they can talk to me. But I'm like, I'm just gonna check my form, man.
Yeah.
So I highly encourage it to anyone, whether you're like an advanced lifter or you're just getting started. It's so important to record.
I'd recommend it if you're getting started.
Especially if you're getting started,
because you gotta see what you're doing.
You gotta see what you exactly.
So how do you feel like when people try to critique you, like saying like? I mean, were you willing to like ask for help and stuff like that? Like, you know, when you record and people post on it, and will you like to have feedback, or you will not?
Yes and no. I think with anything in this world, you take it with a grain of salt, right?
Definitely.
Some people have more clout than others.
Yeah.
But also, our bodies are very different. We have very different like biomechanics, where someone's going to tell me to do this with my arms or like go with a wider stance. But even like with deadlifts, I am a sumo puller, but I have a very narrow stance that it looks more like a conventional deadlift.
Yes.
And that's just because I've realized over these past few years that I have very tight hip flexors. There's not much I can do about it at the moment. And what works for me is like I can pull so much faster with a narrower stance, and it decreases my risk of injury, so I'm going to do that. So not necessarily I don't have to listen to other people. I can if I want to, and I'll always like absorb information like a sponge, but that doesn't mean I have to do it.
Because there's a lot of internet people always like telling you like how to work out, how to do this, how to do that. Yeah, it's best like to have like someone that knows how to do or even specialize in the field,
right?
Or like just getting a coach just like to see what they see.
Wouldn't it be boring if everyone was lifting the same way?
Well, the thing too is like, it would be boring because like it's like mine is my stance is kind of similar to yours. It's like I don't go all the way wide on sumo, but I do go sumo.
Yeah,
and it's like, how did you overcome the fact that it's like sumo is cheating? Did you ever even
thought of that?
Did you ever think about it that way? Because you started with powerlifters, so
I started.
So that mentality is very different than the bodybuilding mentality or the whole like every lift has to look the same.
Yeah. I still don't think I've overcome. I'm still salty when people say sumo is cheating. I'm like, you can try. Like, I feel like most people who say that haven't even tried sumo. Because I actually feel, I used to be a conventional puller for my entire first year of lifting, and I only switched like kind of recently to sumo.
Yeah.
And I actually think sumo is harder. Yeah. So if anything, conventional is cheating.
Well,
what do you think?
I mean, I have a couple athletes. They try sumo, and actually they're weaker. Their convention is stronger than their
exactly.
It's all about body, like the body composition. Like
exactly. We're talking about mechanics again.
Exactly.
Mine, like I was pulling conventional for a whole year and a half before I met Phil.
Yeah.
And then I met him, and I'm like, I'm at 465, and he goes, try sumo, and I'm like, 225, cool. All right, we'll start back at the bottom then. All right, let's try this.
Back at the bottom.
But it's like, I have the same mentality as you. It's like, well, why not? I mean, like, try something new, figure it out, and now I pull sumo. I still pull conventional, and it's a lot stronger, but it's like what he said, it helped me develop other muscles that were underdeveloped that needed help.
Yeah, exactly. So it's just what works for you. Like, and honestly, like, people can talk shit, but like at the end of the day, they can't say anything to you if you're like extremely strong and you're stronger than them. You're the strongest person in this gym. Like, they can't say anything to you.
Yeah, I say like, try and pull this much my number. So you can do it. Yeah.
And it's not even bragging. It's just you worked hard for it.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like, I like, why are you? How are you going to comment if you're like?
Yeah, exactly. Like, I'm just thinking about Dan Green again. He pulls sumo too.
Oh yeah, he did.
No one dares say he's a I've never heard anyone say he's a cheater. Everyone's just jealous at that point. Like,
whatever feels comfortable. Because like in competition, you want it to be good. you want to find some way to actually get your numbers up and then at your total.
Not even that. You want to be safe.
So
you want to listen to your body.
Of course.
Whatever feels good for your body. It's like you said, we're all different.
Exactly. Yeah. And my form has changed so much throughout the years. I'm sure your guys' has too.
Yeah.
But it works best for me. Like my bench, it used to be really close grip. It used to be really wide grip. Now it's kind of like somewhere in the middle. But it works.
It works. Yeah. So you just gotta play around and see what fits and what's comfortable. Like, a lot of people like they do is like going through the door, like do like a textbook squat. Like people are like always do narrow stance and do what the book says. But it's hard.
It's hard to.
Yeah.
But that's kind of like, that's the beauty of this sport. It keeps it fun. Yeah, like I said, like it would be so boring if everyone lifted the exact same way.
thing.
Like we're literally just squat, bench, and deadlift. It's just 3 lifts when people ask me what I do. I just do the same shit over and over and over again. Right. But everyone looks like really different. Everyone has like really unique setups. Different like
everybody gets in the zone differently.
Everyone gets in the zone differently. Like you have people who need uppers, like nose torque.
Yeah.
You have people that need downers. Like I've seen, was it Swoley C?
Yeah.
With like a bottle of Jack. Like
yeah.
right in front of the pool.
Yeah,
you need a downer like that too. So it's really fun to see it.
Yeah. You see people getting slapped in the face.
I turn on with aggression and music. So I like zone out, and if you like give me some back slaps, and I'm like, all right, well, like let's go.
Yeah. Some people are completely quiet and zen.
All right. Oh and I have some guy listen to classical music.
And classical music.
Yeah, just give him like a little zone down.
It's interesting because it's a window to see how they actually function.
Yeah.
It's like everybody focuses so much different.
Right.
And it's like,
and it's whatever works because again, at the end of the day, it's about being your own best self.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah, because like a lot of people always get like it's like seeing people like lifting and like feeling like intimidated, and it's a scary thing. Like this sport is a very dangerous sport. It's dangerous than football and another sport because you guys can get injured a lot better, like more.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's all focus.
Yeah, it's all focus. Technique. You spending like almost doing like 100 to 1,000 reps a day.
Yeah.
You can say that you're like saying like you're wake up from bed, you're squatting. You're doing everything. Is all functional. This is actually it's
all functional movements.
It's all functional movements. So, so it is you're adapting to a habit, which is good.
Have you found yourself doing things you never thought you'd be doing because of lifting that has transferred over? Like for example, me. Like the other day, we were in SoCal for my meet, and I climbed a rope, and I didn't like. For me, I would just climb. I don't just climb ropes, but like. I was like, I've never been able to climb a rope because I used to be like really heavy and I never tried it. So I was like, damn, let's try it.
Cool.
So I went and I climbed the rope and I'm climbing it with no legs, just like pure lats and back. And I'm like, this is pretty easy.
That's nice. Yeah.
Yeah. And so like, you have anything like that you've done that you're just like, oh damn, like,
I noticed.
I didn't know I could do that.
This is kind of douchey, but I feel like I've just been doing pull-ups everywhere I go.
No, but it is. You can do them now, right? Yeah, because like the other day you were at Self-Made and you threw on that weight vest. I'm like, you're a fucking badass. Like,
you're
a fucking badass.
Like, it's like I'm lifting my own body with even more weight on my body. It's just fun.
You feel like your body's more easier, like you actually move around better.
Yeah, I actually just feel more in touch with my body now. I know what it's capable of and what it can do. So,
definitely.
Yeah, just
start play around
jumping around everywhere. Yeah. Yeah, don't take me to a park. Like you see the monkey bars, like you're gonna see me
just flying through.
Just jumping around. Yeah, oh my god, this guy like at his it was like a day before his meet. And like
we were strength cartel.
Yeah, we were strength.
You cannot expect me to not play around in that.
This guy it was me, me, Oscar, and Charles.
Okay.
We're like
George.
Yeah, George. We're just it was us working out, and I told them, Gio and George, calm down, don't do anything, just sit around, just relax, because you gotta meet tomorrow. And they're doing pull-ups. This guy just go around and climb ropes and stuff, and I look around, I'm like, what are you guys doing?
It's like I felt like I was in Toys R Us. It's like it's a playground. It's a playground. Like, your body can do all these crazy ass things. So like, why not?
Why not?
Why not? Like, it's easy.
It was an awesome gym though. It was like the vibe. Even it was like only just like us and like a few like.
Big Boy was there.
Yeah, Big Boy was there. Yeah,
okay.
Big Boy was there.
And they were just chilling there, and we were like just working out. It was like he was cool. That's why I like the part of the thing is like if you want to try to be strong. come inside. They didn't charge us to for walking.
Yeah.
Okay.
And they were doing their YouTube videos.
Yeah.
I mean, they were doing their
videos. We were out there doing our videos.
Yeah.
Music was pumping. Like it was a good. There was chalk. Like
Yeah.
it was an inviting environment to do what you wanted to do.
That's pretty.
Yeah, because like when he walked in. Like Big Boy, his face lit up.
And I was like, bro, I've been dying to meet you, man. And he's like, hey, like I'm like, dude, yeah, because it's like you see these people, they're doing crazy things, and like we're working for the same thing, and like the fact that 300, 400, whatever the number may be, is hard for you now, and they're doing that much more. Like dang, like all right,
yeah.
I got this.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. Like powerlifting is still pretty small, I'd say, compared to other sports. So it's still pretty niche, and it's really nice meeting all of these like big names per se in our perspective. But once you meet them, you realize like they're normal people.
Exactly.
Yeah. Because powerlifting is cool. It takes you to different places. I actually got to visit Juggernaut. Back in SoCal, so I got to meet Chad Wesley Smith and Max A. I was like, oh my gosh.
He's a big teddy bear.
He's a big teddy bear, and he was so intimidating to talk to. When I was talking to him, I was like looking up like this, like, hey, what's up?
Yeah.
But yeah, he's just super down to earth and nice, and I think
powerlifting has a big part to do with that, because you're always breaking yourself down.
Yeah, exactly. And I think it's freaking hilarious that people think powerlifters are so intimidating.
Yeah, like obnoxious.
We're obnoxious. We're just pretty hype, man.
Yeah, exactly. We're excited.
We're just excited, happy people, and we exercise so much, so we have all these endorphins inside. So
Plus, the thing is, like,
full of joy.
It took me out of my box.
Yeah.
It's like you get out of your head, because you can't be in your head when you're lifting. So of course you're gonna be hyped.
No, definitely.
And you're gonna show your excitement, because like that makes you more excited, and that makes the whole lift more exciting. Because now instead of it's like when I tell you you're sandbagging your bench, and then I'm like, nah, you got this. The fact that I got so much confidence in you, and I can show it, and it's like you're like, you know what, you're right. I can.
Absolutely. And also, powerlifting has made me less afraid to fail.
Yes.
Because I guess in academics, failing is bad and really hard to recover from if you like fail a class or fail a test or whatever. But with lifting, like, sure, it's on camera, sure, other people are watching, but like, who gives a fuck?
Success comes with failure.
You can't have success without failure.
Yeah, exactly.
You need the bads to have the goods. Yeah, exactly. You know, and that's the good thing about having a community to support you. They're literally lifting that weight off of you if you fail. Like they're supporting.
That's good. That's very good. Yeah.
If that bar is coming stuck on my chest and coming towards my neck, someone's lifting it off of me.
Yeah, and it's like in life, because like now we have this community. You have your friends. It's like we start here at the gym. Now we're friends. Yeah. And now it's like you have a bad day, you bring it to the gym.
Bring it to the gym.
You settle it out. You go back home. You go back and fuck it up.
Exactly. And also, like, when you fell a rep, like, do you ever stop lifting, or you just kept going? Like, the next day, just do another lift again.
I'll keep going again, but I'll tell you, if I'm by myself, I'll just start packing up and going home for a while. Not going back to that gym for a while. Yeah. But and then you pick yourself up eventually. But with other friends, then you're like, okay, it's okay. They've been through it too.
Exactly. Keep going. Yeah. That's why that's what I like about powerlifting, because like even if you felt like you lose the lift, you still continue. Because like for me, like my last competition at San Jose, I felt my I felt my 2 attempt on squat because I want to go heavier. Yeah. But you know what? That's how it is. But did I stop lifting? No, I kept going.
Yeah, exactly.
And like people always have a mentality like when you fail stuff, like they give up. Same thing with dieting. Like I gained back weight again. Like I don't want to do
you give up. Yeah, and it's just you take it one day at a time. Some days you have good days. Some days you have bad days.
Exactly.
But the sun always rises every morning.
Yeah.
So you just keep on moving forward. Yeah. That's why I like the sport, because everyone's supporting and pushing each other.
Speaking of, so you travel from gym to gym. Oh. You go to a lot of gyms.
I go to a lot of gyms.
So do you meet other powerlifters?
Sometimes I do, yeah. And then sometimes I meet people who are potentially interested in powerlifting too. Right. Yeah. And just like how the girls back at UCLA got me into powerlifting, I usually try to reach out and kind of be like that one person that sparks that fire in someone else.
I love being that person.
Yeah.
I
it's nice being that person. And like that's the one way that I want to give back, at least, because I never would have been able to even consider myself as a powerlifter if that one person like didn't believe in me, Right. Like I didn't feel so hot about myself. I was only lifting 95 pounds. They're like, you can get good at this. I can see you competing. I'm like, okay.
Yeah. And all they're preaching is practice.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. It is.
It's all practice.
It is all practice. How do you get better at anything?
Yeah, you just practice.
How long you do powerlifting? Like
I've been powerlifting not even a year, dude.
Yeah, exactly. Not even a year. See how your technique improving.
Yeah, but I've been studying.
Yeah.
And I've been working, and it's like it's given me something to look for. to work towards.
Yes. And then something else I want to point out is like, again, with like social media being a highlight reel, we are going to post like really funny or interesting things. We're going to post our PRs. We're going to post some of our funny fails and stuff. But I think what a lot of people don't see is like the work that you put into it. Sometimes
the emotion.
And and
especially comp prep. And you're about to go through it for the third time.
I'm about to go through comp prep for the third time, and sometimes that shit gets really boring. Like sometimes I'm eating chicken breasts again and again. And I'll try to spice it up. But sometimes we're doing volume. I don't really post a lot of my sets where I'm doing high volume, tempos, whatever else, a lot of like technical stuff. All the technical stuff. But I just want to like address to people that it's there, and sometimes it's not fun. But when your desire to succeed outweighs like your fear of failure, that's what's going to keep you going. And sometimes you don't even have that kind of motivation, and that's where discipline kind of trumps all. Where it's like you got to do it. Like I'm going to this gym at 5 p.m. I'm leaving at 7 p.m. And that's what I'm here to do. Sometimes I don't feel good, but I'm going to do it.
I've been working out when I was sick too, also. And I mean, like you just got overregulate, the weights.
It's like when I met him. He was telling me when I was competing for my prep that he was like, I'd drive myself to competitions. I'd prep by myself for competitions.
I work out by myself.
And I was just thinking, I'm like, there's no way in hell I'd do this by myself. Like, props to you. Like, you got some fire in you if you can do this by yourself with no hype.
Right,
So you gotta have love for the sport.
You gotta have love for the sport,
Definitely. And we were saying earlier about like, people don't see the hard work through social media. It's hard. And if they actually see it, like, in person, which is, they should. Yeah. They actually see, he's putting in a lot of work. Like at a commercial gym, like, I'm resting for like 5 minutes doing this. And I'm lifting this much weight. Like, how'd you get this weight? I worked my ass off to get to this weight.
We all start somewhere.
So, exactly. Because it's patience time.
People are always like, oh, you're so strong. I'm like, I wasn't always this strong. I'll tell you that. I started with the bar.
Exactly. I was lucky because I kind of I'm hooked to being strong. So I was already working on it with bodybuilding on my own anyways. So it just kind of like transferred over. Now that I've just cleaned up my technique, that's why I'm at where I'm at. But just because I've been powerlifting for less than a year doesn't mean I haven't been lifting for the last 8.
Yeah, exactly.
But not a lot of people like that though.
There's background behind it.
Not a lot of people like that. It's like people think it's like it's hard work. It is.
It's hard work. It's like me before I started this. I was at the gym for the last 2 years. 4 hours at a time. Why? I was prepping for a competition.
Right.
Exactly. It takes work, but you have to be dedicated to yourself.
Yes.
Definitely.
Exactly. Yeah, there's always like ugly sides of powerlifting too. I'm just gonna say it's not always glorious.
No, it's not.
I pee a lot when I deadlift too. That's something that I wanted to talk about. So urinary incontinence is a huge thing in powerlifting that people don't talk about as much. I don't know if both of you have female clients as well. I'm not sure if they have the same issue, but that's just something I want to talk about now that I'm here. Why not?
Exactly.
Well, we were talking about the pretty sides of powerlifting. Now let's talk about the not.
There's some other sides to it. There's things you can fix, and there's just some things where it's like it's there, and I'm sorry. So like urinary incontinence, that's basically like you're peeing when you don't want to. There's different types of incontinence. There's stress incontinence when it means like you're pushing it. There's also urge incontinence where you feel like you have to pee but you can't hold it, because usually like when you have to pee you're like, okay, I'll wait like half an hour before my break and I'll go. But for some people they can't hold it. And then there's also like mixed incontinence, and a lot of that is based on, I guess, anatomy. Boys and girls obviously are different. Our pee holes are in different locations a little bit, our urethras. And for girls we have a pelvic floor. So if you think about it, you think about the bottom of like a pelvis, right? There's a ton of organs up there. You got your bladder. Girls have their uterus, and girls and guys like a rectum. What's holding that shit together is just like a few muscles and ligaments, and that's your pelvic floor. And so you have like your levator ani and like your coccygeus muscles, and that's just kind of sitting right there. But if you think about like a girl who's deadlifting really heavy, she has a belt on. When you're bracing your core, you're kind of like pushing and putting like pressure on your abdominals. Sometimes it's gonna leak, and sometimes you're gonna pee a little bit, and that happens to me sometimes too. Usually when I'm like at a pretty max effort attempt. So for me, anything above 275 pounds, like I'm gonna start peeing.
One more time?
Yeah. 275.
Beast.
Yeah. But yeah. But yeah. And it is fixable. It's a very common thing among women. So I just want to say, like, I think it's important to have these types of talks so people are less embarrassed. Because definitely. It's common, but it's not normal. So it's something that you should be able to fix. And you can, like, some women who have had children already, like, if you're pregnant, you can lift, by the way. I just want to throw that out there.
There we go.
We can have conversations about that later. I just want to say.
Michelledonut, Instagram. Let me know.
If you're pregnant, you can totally lift.
There we go.
Anyways, after you have a kid, your pelvic floor weakens. It can weaken for a lot of other things too. You can get surgical reconstruction for that. You can also get a pessary, which is like a silicone ring, and kind of insert it there, so it kind of strengthens your like urethral walls. Or you can do Kegel exercises. Have you guys heard of that?
Yeah.
Yeah, Kegel exercises. So you can actually do. We're gonna do Kegel exercises right now, and this is a good way to like. Just like you lift, when you practice things, you get stronger. Your muscles get stronger with time.
Well, it's like you said, it's a muscle, right?
It's a muscle, yeah. So this is gonna strengthen your levator ani. But yeah, basically it's just that little sling of muscle at the bottom of your pelvis. And even with guys, you can do Kegels too, because sometimes guys also leak when they're pushing so hard. And so
the trick.
He farts.
The other one, Oh, I've definitely farted too.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Girls fart, by the way. I just want to point that out.
Scientific breakthrough.
I probably crop dusted in this gym for like at least 8 times already.
Not today, have you?
Not today. I'm doing pretty good today. But like, if you ever see me walk in with like a protein shake, you're like, oh shit. She's
we were just talking about those the other day.
You see me like
the wavelengths.
If you see me talking to you and I suddenly move away.
That's right.
Can you crack the garage, please?
It's closed up right now.
I promise I haven't heard. What were we talking about? Oh my god. Oh, Kegels, let's do it. Okay, so pretend like you're about to pee, and then so your muscles are kind of like pushing downwards, and then pretend that like, you're stopping your pee midstream.
Yeah.
You kind of feel that right now? You guys can totally do it right now. Like, people can't tell, right?
Yeah.
Right. People can't tell, so then you stop it midstream, and when you contract those muscles, those are your Kegel muscles, exactly.
Yeah, so I can be sitting down and working out.
You can be sitting down and working out, and then they actually encourage patients to do it throughout their day. It's the same thing as working out. You're like you're lifting something heavy. I know some women put weights in there too, but that's a different discussion. And so that's a really good way to prevent peeing. It's not like a tell-all solution. Like in the end, if you're still having problems, you should see a physical therapist. But Kegels are pretty important, especially in women who powerlift, especially in women who pull sumo. You're kind of putting your pelvic floor in a more like vulnerable position. Yeah. So you guys doing Kegels right now? Ready? We can do it. 1, 2, 3. Push.
That was a PR right there.
Congratulations on your PR.
Yes.
You guys like rep teams do like a 5x5?
5x5?
I can't. I gotta wait for my next rest day.
But about that, I went to a lot of competition, and a lot of females have that problem too. And it's crazy. Like they don't feel embarrassed because it is how it is. They know
it is how it is.
So, but they're actually really strong females that actually happens.
Yeah, exactly. And so that's just something
about being comfortable with your body.
And sometimes we're not, like, yes, I am comfortable with it, but I hate like having to pee on the floor, especially like in a competition. So usually, like when I am lifting pretty heavy, I usually head to the bathroom before I deadlift, or I just start wearing like a pad.
Yeah, but don't be embarrassed though.
But don't be embarrassed,
especially meat day because you drink all that water. With
especially because like you have to stay hydrated.
Yeah, it's like I want this PR so badly. I want it more than anything. Who cares? I'm just gonna pee on this floor.
Exactly, like especially for a record.
For a record.
For record.
Yeah, or
pee on the floor with like momentary embarrassment, which like I'm probably the only one being embarrassed because I think everyone else is just like, oh, she peed, it's okay. And they it's standard protocol for meat. Like they always have a mop ready. And they just or like a record or like a PR.
Yeah, nobody's gonna remember that you peed. Everybody's gonna remember you broke that record.
Yeah, exactly.
Or that you hit that PR, or that like
exactly.
Because it's a testament that you're pushing yourself.
Exactly.
It's a true PR.
Right, exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
And then that kind of circles back to what I said about feminism and like leading by your actions rather than examples. Like you kind of don't want to like address the fact that your gender is holding you back because it really isn't. No. You kind of just go ahead and like go for what you're set out to do, which is like to lift heavy as fuck.
So do you get anybody that you get like that? How can I put this? That looks at you differently because you lift heavy. Because you lift heavier than some guys that I know.
Yeah.
Okay.
You know, dude.
I think nobody ever looks at me negatively
because it's impressive.
Right. Yeah. And I think I think people just look at it as a positive thing or like something that they want to do. So I always try to like not get too big of a head and be like, oh yeah. I'm like hot shit or stuff. I say thank you, and then I say you can also do this too if you want because I started off. Mm-hmm. Yeah, you got to find that good balance.
I always tell people we want to jump in, and they're like, "Oh no, I can't do that."
See,
and I'm like, "Oh, you can. Yeah, go for it."
Yeah, it's crazy because I see a lot of like people that like not gonna say douchebag people at the gym.
Right.
They're always big headed eagles from their eagle lifters, and like they always try to compete up one someone. Like I'm just trying to do my working set, and like I don't care what you're doing. Yeah. And they're always like just begging.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I will tell you though, like when I first started lifting, I was a pretty chunky college student. I ate a lot. My main diet was vodka and mac and cheese.
Yeah, part of that.
College diet.
College
diet. Yeah, forget the top ramen.
Oh yeah, the top ramen. I was such a dorky kid. I still am, but even then I was dorkier. I still had braces in college. Crazy. People weren't taking me seriously. Mm-hmm. And at first I cared so much about it, but I think again like my desire to do something for myself just outweighed all of that. Yeah. And so I just kind of started lifting, and like when I started competing and doing well, people just stopped saying shit.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. Because you were about it.
Yeah.
About that. Yeah.
So what is the growth on female in powerlifting now? Because I know back then it's just straight up just men's.
It's straight up just men. Yeah, it's been growing, and I would highly attribute that to social media.
Yeah.
In fact, like I wouldn't have known about powerlifting if it weren't for seeing other females in powerlifting do it too. And as you can see, like when you start going to these meets, maybe 50%, 40%, 40-50% are females of all shapes and sizes too, which is incredibly remarkable. And I think it's just going to keep growing from here.
It's awesome.
Yeah, it's very empowering, and I think that also comes from dispelling the myth that like lifting makes you bulky, lifting makes you manly. More and more girls are discovering that shit ain't true.
Yeah,
someone
they're
made
discovering
that
it's giving them the body they want.
It's giving you the body you want, or like that toned or whatever physique that you want. Like, oh yeah, you should probably start lifting for that.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah, I think it's incredible, and
just training.
I'm all for it. And I think anytime anyone even shows like a little bit of interest in powerlifting, I'm just gonna rope them in.
Like Faiza, she's so excited. Like she's
amazing.
Oh my gosh, hi Faiza.
Hi. She's like the strongest.
You motivate her a lot because every time she is training with you, like she's like, oh, I'm gonna keep doing this. Like I'm gonna keep going.
Yeah, she's freaking badass. She's the future of powerlifting.
Definitely. Like she had the same situation with you, like going to school, family stuff like that. And she's only 17. She can't go to the gym long enough.
Exactly.
She only want to go to the gym for 2 hours.
Yeah.
But you know what?
On a good day.
Yeah, on a good day. Yeah.
I know.
So, but she put in her effort, just like how you doing.
Exactly.
They want to get stronger. They want to become better.
Yeah.
So that's why it's freaking awesome.
Yeah, they're inspiring.
Yes.
Like I said, I use you as an example for my clients too, because it's like it helps dispel that myth of like, okay, I touch a barbell, I'm gonna be bulky.
It does. Yeah, it does break that stereotype, especially for a lot of females like wanting to get into fitness but they can't,
or don't know where to start.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So always ask questions. Always ask questions to people like that knows how to do it, or just like just have fun.
What would you recommend to somebody that's interested in starting but doesn't have the courage or the confidence to go and ask for that help?
Confidence to ask for that help. Oh, that's an interesting question. Yeah, I think maybe you don't have to like go out and get a trainer just yet. I know that sometimes it can get really expensive.
Yeah.
But I think maybe just reaching out, having a buddy, maybe even someone who's new to you. It doesn't even have to be someone who's experienced.
Just starting with somebody, with a friend, or even like just meeting somebody that.
Yeah.
Or just approaching, like if somebody approached you, you'd be happy to teach them. Just like if somebody approached me, I'd be like, because a lot of people don't want to just take that extra second to just be like, hey.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah.
And it's a process too. There's never going to be a single moment where you're like, I'm going to go in and like kill this. Like, for me, it took me 3 years to even muster up the strength to start taking a class, even go to the gym. I was doing my research in the background. once you kind of reach that level of like self-discovery, you can kind of take things at your own pace, and after that it's like a land slope, once you just like dip your toe in the water, like it sinks in.
Oh, I know. The first time I tried it, I was like, yeah, that's a feeling.
It's like I said, same with me. Like when I first started powerlifting, a 2-person asked, they tell me like, you look strong, try powerlifting.
Yeah.
That's what he did to me. He was like, hey. I asked him for a spot. And I went 315, asked the grass, and he goes, "You're kind of strong. Like, have you ever tried powerlifting?"
Yeah.
I'm like, I bought it.
Just that warm phase, like.
But yeah,
try.
Yeah.
Like it doesn't hurt to try. Like just see how it feels. If you don't like it, don't.
Yeah,
and that's exactly what I said in my head too. I'm like, well, let's go try it.
Why not?
Why not?
If
I don't like it, then I can say, yeah, you know what? I tried it. I didn't enjoy it.
Yeah.
It's not for me.
And again, all it takes is one person. And if you're listening and you don't have that one person yet, like that's gonna be me right now. Like, why the fuck not? At least try it out. And I think everyone has the potential, whether you're a female, male, short, tall, you have some kind of like medical condition. There's always ways to work around it. And again, you're competing against yourself.
Yeah, definitely.
So there's really no one is the biggest critic except you, except your own self.
So you're gonna be a doctor, right?
Yep.
How do you go about the fact where like you get like, oh, I got a bad knee, or oh, my back is like previous injuries? Like, how would you? Is it safe to powerlift even though you have those previous injuries?
It does depend on the condition, but I will tell you most of the time, like there's ways around it. It's just very frustrating when people just start to make excuses. Everything's always full of excuses. Oh, I can't run because I don't have time.
I love that one. I can't run because I have a metal plate in my leg, and I will live by that because I don't like to run. But I just don't like to run.
I just don't.
because like
I can't do this. I can't do that. But what can you do? Let's just start focusing on that.
But we can try.
We can try.
Yeah. Are you sure you can't, or are you just saying you can't?
Yeah.
Well, like can't doesn't exist in my vocabulary.
It's not like
Right.
Yeah.
Like my mom, she benched 100 pounds, and like sometimes she's like, I don't want to go up. I can't do it.
Yeah.
And after that, we had that vibe, and it's like, try it. Just see if you can do it.
Yeah. I used to complain a lot too, and then
who doesn't?
Yeah. I still do complain. I complain during my workout. I complain before my workout.
Well, there's always a point in the program where you're just in the middle of your set every time, and you're just like, why do I do this to myself? At least me, I'm like, I put that weight on my back. I'm like, all right, here we go, 5x5.
Yeah, I'm the same boat too, because like I'm going 100%. I'm feeling down, like, all right, I still have more squats. Oh, wait, I'm done. No, I have pause squats. Dang it. It's like, I still got to do it. Just burn right through it,
And it doesn't matter if you lift 100 pounds, 300 pounds, or, 600 pounds. Like,
it's better than you were yesterday.
Yeah.
Exactly.
If it's the same weight, you're like, I'm doing it again. It feels a little easier. It feels a little lighter.
Yeah.
Especially when you change your technique and like it feels a lot better and it gets better and better and better. It's like it's still a learning process. I'm still learning.
Right.
Like I haven't perfected my squat, bench, and deadlift. I'm still learning how to perfect it still.
Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah. So I just gotta keep practicing it.
It's the hunt.
Yeah.
It is.
I think because I don't think I'll ever get bored because I'm always gonna be wanting to do more or like. Yeah. Wanting to get it right.
Because you can compete with yourself. That's really awesome. Like you're always changing, and so your competition's always changing, which is great.
Which is you.
And I think and I think that's one part of being successful is like addressing and acknowledging like there's always going to be someone stronger than you. And there's always going to be someone weaker than you too. And whatever you do, like there's probably like that joke where there's like, oh, whatever you do, there's probably some like Asian teenager that can do it better than you. Which is probably true. But who cares, right? Like you're still better than yourself. I know tested powerlifting or drug tested powerlifting is a pretty big hot topic right now too.
Oh yeah, definitely.
And what I tell myself is like, I'm not judging anyone that's using steroids. I think if you want to get to your goals, and that's your choice, I feel like people who do choose to take steroids have thoroughly done their research and know their pros and cons, and it's a very informed decision.
It is.
That's that. But for me, I don't want to. I don't like some certain consequences of it, which I can talk about later. But for me, it's just like, oh, I still can't even beat the people who aren't on steroids right now. So I'm just going to keep getting better for myself at the moment.
Just see how much your body can take it to
how
that
much
max.
my body can take it,
and then, once you feel like you reach that max, then we'll see what happens.
Yeah, some people want to take it to the next level, and I respect that, but there are certain... I think, it's funny, like, in powerlifting we make a lot of jokes. Even in, like, medicine, like, we have a lot of dark humor and stuff. That's how we get through our days. Yeah. That's all Yeah, so we joke around a lot about steroids, but I do want to say, what do you guys know about steroids, actually?
What I know about steroids, that it's hard, and, like, hard I mean, like, a lot of information. It's a lot of information that you can't just go in and take it.
Right.
Because a lot of people, a lot of people just take it and it just went downhill. You have to do a lot of research. It
has to be informed. I am nowhere near informed, and to be honest with you, I haven't found the curiosity to look into it.
Yeah.
So it's like, I'm just trying to figure out what I can do first.
Yeah, exactly. Just figure out what I can do. But.
It's even though you take it, like, you still put hard work to it.
Yeah, it's not a magic formula. It's not like touching a barbell and magically becoming.
So I take steroids and I automatically become swollen.
Yeah, so it's still hard work. It's still a lot of, but it's actually more work because you're studying your workout and stuff, and now you're studying about the supplements. It's all right, now I need to
now you got two things
to worry about. Exactly.
Not even that, 3 things, because your nutrition plays another part in it too.
Yeah.
So now your nutrition, your training, and your supplementation.
So it's important not to judge someone who's like also taking steroids to get to where they want to be. Like they've worked really hard to get there. Yeah. And even when you're taking steroids, it's also just like a supplement. Like just like putting on a powerlifting belt, that's not going to make you lift like
exactly. Right. Definitely.
Yeah, exactly.
Make you feel better. it helps a little bit, but it doesn't like make you 10 times stronger.
Right.
Yeah, you still got to lift that weight, and you still got to,
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
So you're how many weeks out? Like you're almost close to your meet.
Almost close to my meet. I'd say like 11 or 10.
Around there.
Yeah,
how are you feeling? How do you like it?
I'm feeling pretty good. We just finished a deload, which it just kind of left me with too much energy. So I just,
So that's what it is. This is what I was feeling when I was climbing ropes at Strength Cartel.
Right.
I have too much energy.
Too much energy.
Yeah.
To not use it.
Not use it. I was like,
I wasn't taking any caffeine, and you know me, I drink caffeine all day.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So I was not on caffeine.
Yeah.
I was still hyper. So I'm a hyper individual regardless.
You got a lot of energy.
You add a deload with no heavy weights. I mean, you're gonna get kind of
just like jittery. Like, I need to do something.
Right. Right. I think this meet prep is different this time around. I'm a lot more mature.
Yes.
I haven't competed in 2 years, but this time my numbers are big. They're the biggest they've ever been.
Yeah.
And in the past, my first meet I competed for fun, whatever.
Yes.
My second meet, like I think I was still pretty naive with powerlifting. I did want to be like the best, and get that like medal that doesn't really mean anything. It's an arbitrary object. Is it even made of real metal? I don't know.
No, I doubt it.
Yeah, but I was trying to go for first place, and then I was still competing in juniors, which is like participation medal basically.
Yeah.
Because there's no one in your age class.
Yeah, it's either open up. Yeah.
Yeah. So that was my thing. I just wanted to compete to win. Or to beat other people.
Yeah.
But for now, this meet's different this time around. I just want to be the best version of myself.
There we go.
I actually had to drop out of a meet last year because of a groin injury.
Yeah.
That kind of gave me a lot of perspective because it like reversed a lot of my progress in lifting. But now like I can see what my body's capable of how quickly it can bounce back.
Yeah.
And I'm out for that elite total. I'm about 35 pounds away from.
Ooh,
yeah,
so
crazy. So yeah, and that's also an arbitrary number too, like a total.
But it's exciting because you work to get there.
It's for me.
Yes.
Me only.
Exactly.
And that's so much more important than a medal or any kind of Instagram clout that you can get because it's like I did this even though I was injured. I went through a lot of personal stuff last year.
Yeah.
Right now I'm really busy with school. I have a ton of exams coming up and a lot of different things, but like I'm showing up, and if I get this, like I know like when I get
when
this.
you get this, because I have 100% million
when I get my elite total,
you just gotta stop sandbagging your lifts after this deload, and
we're
in business. You're already there.
Yeah.
See, that's why I like the deload because like you're getting that energy back, and you're just feeling like
you're feeling fresh.
You feel the power coming back.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
It's intense.
Yeah, it's good stuff.
All right, I want to thank you for watching this to the end, and I want to thank Michelle for coming and helping. Just
thanks for having
talking
me.
with us. Yeah.
So where is your meet? Last question. Where is your meet? Are we going to be able to watch it?
Yes. It is Stanislaus County Open in Modesto, which is an hour away from Sacramento, so walking down south from here. And you can definitely watch it. If not, we'll live stream it.
Oh, yeah.
Make it happen.
All right, like, subscribe,
share
to everyone.
Follow.
This is actually really good information, especially, for a female, into strength training.
If you're curious, you're interested, please, contact us. Reach out to Michelle. She's super informative. She's going to be a doctor after all.
Yeah.
I talk a lot, though.
Information can be on the bottom. Make sure you check it out on Instagrams.
Yeah, and thanks for watching, guys.
Peace.